Alright, so let me see. What was I doing here? I am trying to remember what. I'm trying to remember what I was doing. Oh, hey. A timer? What do you mean a timer? Also, hi, Senpai Slytherin. Oh, my alarm. I didn't even hear it. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was that was my alarm to remind me to stream. So here I am. Let me go turn it off. Sorry about that. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's just ironic is all. I set the alarm to remind me to stream, and then I forgot the alarm. Okay, I'm trying to remember what I was doing last time I played this, which it's been a while. Okay, that's the raids. I'm trying to remember how I start the 12 raids. You know, I'm gonna try this one first. So I'm gonna go to Morby Dry Docks. So, all right, I'm gonna start that first. But how have you been, Senpai? Victoria, are you? The little mistress told me to expect you. She said she'd be along shortly herself, but speak of the devil. Victoria, I thought I'd dress light for our voyage, given the notoriously the notorious humidity of the Southern Isles. I trust everything is in order, Balden? Aye, just give me a holler when you're ready to set sail. You've nothing to fear where we're going. Not just any marauder with an ounce of sense in them ung up their accent. Oh, God, that accent is hard to vocalize. This old island sanctuary business came about from the Admiral reckoning we need something to do now that piracy's off the table. Matter of fact, just look at me. A bloody stand-up citizen ferrying folks around. Any road, you're packed rather light for a venture at this point, or of this sort. You do realize you're responsible for bringing your own tools and supplies. Not to worry, we'll procure everything there. You what now? How in the hells do you plan to do that? Oh, I have a little something in mind. Let's just say the idea was good enough to land us our permit. Okay. Is that so? Well, best of luck to you. I'm sure you're just itching to see your new domain, so I'll fill you in on all the juicy details once we arrive. I'm not sure what this mission is gonna do, but suppose to take us to an island. Make your preparations. We leave port the moment you give the word. I'll be waiting for you on the ferry. Island sanctuary now accessible. Accessible in what? What's it accessible in? It says it's accessible. While I'm at it, I might as well switch. Hey! Rocks? Row? I'm not sure how to say that. I'm gonna say Rocks, the mushroom. Thank you for the follow. Greetings and welcome. You are just in time. I just started. But anyway, the question is, how do I do what I need to do? Travel to my island. Victoria, look towards the horizon. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, that's definitely an island. Oh, I thought those were velociraptors for a second. I was like, oh shit, we got an island with velociraptors, but no, it's just chocobo. Which, I mean, depending on the game, might actually be worse than velociraptors. There's nothing like a sea voyage to rekindle the adventuring spirit. So what do you think? This untamed isle of yours is yours to cultivate as you see fit. Or not, as it were. Okay. If nothing else, think of it as your personal hideaway, a not-so-secret one. So is this like instance housing, or... I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to be doing here. The refreshing caress of the wind, the soothing whisper of the waves. How liberating. I admit, I've been looking forward to joining you here. Now, this may come as a bit of a surprise, but the island was once commandeered by a band of pirates and was used as a supply base. Fortunately for us, the group disbanded years ago, and the isle has since largely returned to its natural state. As you know all too well, Merweb's never been one to sit around idly. She's had her eyes on the whatever that is, formulating plans for island settlements for years. Now that sense of peace has settled throughout the realm, she finally decided to put those plans into motion. A chosen few have been permitted to become keepers of private islands in this vast archipelago, and you're one of them. My industrious idea of procuring all materials needed to settle here locally struck a chord with the Admiral when she read my proposal, so much so that she was happy to grant me a deed. You'll be handling said procurement, I suppose? Oh, I can show you a thing or two about starting an enterprise of this magnitude, but I have something better in mind. I shall happily introduce you in just a moment, but you'll need to follow me towards the charming little clearing I've designated as your base of operations. If we simply clamber up that slope ahead and proceed along the path, we should soon bump into, well, you'll see. Okay? Oh, can't summon him out. Alright. Felicitous, Felicitous Furball. Allow me to introduce you to the Felicitous Furball, the leader of your team of helpers. Well, 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 if it isn't the owner herself, it shall be my pleasure to advise you whether you desire it or not. Oh, yes, I think we'll get along just fine. In addition to our feline friend here, I took the liberty of preparing a variety of other mammoths to assist with the construction of and development of the island. You'll be excuse me. You'll be pleased to know they are of the latest and greatest models developed by one of the most brilliant minds in Charlian. I heard that a professor of the studium was searching for a means to make use of his advanced automata. To make a long story short, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and he managed to acquire all of them for the unbeatable price of free. Yeah, you can't beat that price. As I understand, the mammoths were produced in secret whilst the forum formulate their plans for the mass exodus. Intended to be used as laborers on distant stars and to help in constructing a new home for the people of Atheris, it seems all reason for their existence vanished when the threat to our star was erased. As you can imagine, the professor was quite conflicted over what to do with the remains of what may have well been his life's work. But after some negotiation, I convinced him to entrust them to us, on the condition that we share the data retrieved from development on the Isle. Further, while I know it sounds like an ordeal and a half to procure all necessities from the land itself, there is ample practical justification for such experimentation. Yeah, okay, so this is just sound like a crafting side quest. You see that Admiral's vision is for people of all walks of life to have access to these island sanctuaries, and my idea might just be the most effective way to accomplish that. If one has the capital at hand to purchase the materials and equipment needed for such a bold endeavor, it is a simple matter to subsist safely and comfortably in a remote location, but that limits potential isle keeps to a paltry few. What of those without such funds, who simply wish to enjoy nature and live off the land? We must prove that such a feat is possible, and assist in providing these would-be isle keeps with the knowledge they need to succeed. Okay. Only then will these islands truly be sanctuaries. Fret not, Miss Tataru. With authentic Charlian ingenuity and know-how at my claw tips, this simple-minded individual, excuse me, despite the enhancements in vocal organ design, the mechanism still gets stuck from time to time. Goodness, that's a relief. But I should leave you to get properly acquainted. I'll return to see the fruits of your partnership when they are ripe for the picking. For now, enjoy your own personal paradise. Cultivate the land or explore. The choice is yours. Alright, so this doesn't really look like it is story-based stuff. Alright, whatever. So, I'm actually trying to do story stuff right now. Okay, so that's how to get back home. How do I get... So how do I get here? That's the question. Like, if I want to come here, how do I get here? I guess just go back to the dry docks. Okay, whatever. Alright, so to do this one, I have to go to... I have to go to Razathan, or no, Thavnir, sorry. I forgot the name of this place. Alright, so it's over here. You know what? When I first started playing this expansion, I was curious to know, like, what this stuff was. Will you be setting out for the vault? Setting out for the vault? Sure. Man, I forgot how beautiful that scenery looks there. I'm curious to know who the people in these paintings are. Some of them look kind of like Asians. So I'm just curious. I wonder if that's going to be a thing. Or if it's already a thing, since I haven't played this in a while. And maybe they've already explained it and I'm just late to the party. Justinian looks at you with his piercing gaze. Hang on, before we do that. It seems a little bit loud. Alright. Victoria, you've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought Voice in here. But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, else you would have shared that detail beforehand. They seemed dead at the time, yes? I doubt not that they did. There must be a reason why the ones you defeated did not return, in contravention of the natural order. Do you remember aught about out of the ordinary? A sealing magic, excuse me, a sealing magic like Zero's, perhaps? There are circumstances in which we're unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this. Please do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow, but in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls you have come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct voicent once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul might be devoured by your enemies or your erstwhile prey, a fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon to return as you were. Yet, despite his greater strength, Scarmiglione managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I'm aware of. His attachment to his flesh must have been unique for him to develop such an ability. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I can bind the aether of the soul in crystal. Many wielded this power during the Contra Memoria, but I'm the only one left. I'm told the heroes of the 13th one sealed gods and souls called Auracite. Are they and Memoria one and the same? Auracite. I do not know that word. But the world is vast, and perhaps Memoria had different names before. But it does sound quite familiar. How does one come to wield Memoria, and what happened to your peers? I've never thought about that. I do know, though, that Voicent can't use the power. I assume I can because I'm mortal in part. I see. Zero, I wish to ask you about the man called Golbez. He may well have my sister in his clutches. Is there aught you can tell us of him? The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. He is powerful, however. If he is powerful, however, someone in his keep may have heard of him. Then we must try talking to the other Voicent again. Let us entrust the task to Victoria. Her echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, she should be able to maintain her composure better than a concerned sibling. That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but will you not ask about Golbez in my stead? On the terraces to begin with, perhaps. Thank you. We shall remain here and discuss what other avenues you might pursue in the meantime. Time for groping in the dark. Hydromantic terraces. I wonder why they call this that. Fearful Voicent and Forlorn Voicent. So the clever one hadn't been eaten. If no one wants it, then perhaps... Gobez? Of course I know of him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiends lead armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless or those who cannot fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you better flee, though soon there will be nowhere left to run. It seems the archfiends keep only those who are fit for battle. Others must escape or be consumed. If the one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask in her gaze again. Gobez, you say? My mistress spoke of him. He commands the archfiends. They are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend the castle from them. Yes, she did. So the archfiends have been attacking other domains. Their fearsome reputation precedes them. Ugh, the tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't eat you. I mustn't eat you. Gobez. I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one ever sees him. With his army of minions, Gobez would seldom have need to act personally. It would not be easy to reach him. Okay. Well, that was simple. I thought they were gonna have me going around and asking pretty much like all of them, but that was actually relatively painless. No trouble on your end either. Good. I dare say Scarmiglione's fate served as a sufficient warning. Let's hope that those elsewhere have the same sense. Is there no end to these questions? I should have demanded more Aether. Oh, you're finished already? Or did we get carried away talking? There's no easy way to mark the passage of time in this world, nor do I imagine such things concern Voidsent. It would take considerable mental fortitude to still care after millennia in this endless night. Welcome back, Victoria. Were you able to learn aught of value? So countless voices answer to the archfiends, who in turn answer to Golbez, as your vision did suggest. Scarmiglione's aggression is also consistent with the claims that the archfiends conquer other domains. The question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to save my sister Asdaya. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the way of my world already? If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? Surely you must desire something. Name it. I have no purpose. Why would I desire anything? That's why I didn't bother to resist when the ones here fell upon me. What matters in a world that's already dead? By that logic, you have no reason to refuse a request. The payment need but be to your satisfaction, correct? Did I already say as much from the start? Very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in Aether. That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous. Fair point. Where to now? Either a place the Archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get off this isle? I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one. But regardless of size, all can be won over with Aether. Excellent. Let us go and find our mount at once. Alright, so what's watching this? Not good. Lord Gobez must hear of this. Alright, back to the terraces then. Did I go the wrong way? I guess I did. Zero will know best how to handle the creatures. Let us watch and learn. Were I here in my true form, I would be able to carry you all. But even were it possible to enlarge the gate, the risk would be too great. True. Not all voicing can fly. It stands to reason that some would be made to serve as mounts. We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little Aether should suffice. Are you ready? I'm curious to see what kind of mounts you can get in the void.
There it is. Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
There's a lot of enemies here that I recognize.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
Oh, very magnanimous for this Voidborn. Or Voidson, I should say.
A settlement of pariahs.
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals! What's enticing you here? Let me have some, let me have some!
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word.
How nice of you.
Follow me.
Tis quite a gathering of voicent. I pray one among them has the knowledge we seek. 'Tis said that a person's... Okay, let's make sure I wasn't an enemy. 'Tis said that a person's domain is a reflection of what abides in their heart. If true, this place may offer a glimpse into Zero's past. The longer one lives, the more one yearns for peace. I understand why some would sequester themselves here. This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing Aether were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. It is a voiceless nature to consume, their sole purpose. Even if the pursuit of Aether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Interesting. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the voicent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another. But whether any of those masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it wouldn't It shouldn't be too difficult to communicate. We should go making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. Hey, what's going on, Potato? Is that a death claw? It's something like that. You're going too, of course. In which case, I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe. Do not expect me to help. And then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. Ready? Then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom you speak. Alright, so Zero is doing the company thing again. So we have some Voight sent to speak to around here. So basically where we are is, I mean, this is, I guess, this game's version of hell. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. These are all like voice sent, or this game's version of demons. You're one of the mortals. Is it true? When you die over there, do you really die? Yep, that is true. So it is. What brings you here then? Ah, yes, Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently, he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all. Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder, and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he's about to make a move. Interesting. Okay. So, Golbez is just, kill everybody now. Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez, I've heard the name before. I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious. A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this? Farfarello, he was a minion of another minion. Went on and on about the terrible things he saw. I see. Perhaps Farfarello can tell us more. Alright, so who is Farfarello is the question. Oh, we can talk over here. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly didn't wish for it. Okay, so apparently a statue just appeared from nowhere. Oh, cool. There's somebody to talk to over there. Or I mean, not somebody to talk to. There's something to talk about over here. There's Stinian. If a voicing is too weak to create its own domain, it will join with others for protection. Alternately, it might devour them in a bid to become stronger, but in doing so, risk losing its sense of self. Interesting. 'Tis an enviable struggle. I just want to read that one more time. That is quite the dilemma. This is definitely Final Fantasy XIV music, just a remix. I can certainly tell. Zero's hideout. This is my abode, but spend hardly any of I spend hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's aether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate, visualize who I am in a place all my own. Okay. That's actually, yeah, that is like really interesting fact about Void Scent. how easy it is to lose sense of self, even if you consume others to grow stronger. Empty-eyed Voicent. To walk around with her like that, you're a minion then? You know I don't take minions. She has some questions, and I want you to answer them. Gobez, I don't know that one, only Scathach. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Scathach was a powerful voicent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Gobez. That name sounds familiar. Satisfied with what you've learned? Ah, but let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. And I know Scathach is a name from Irish mythology. It's like a warrior queen or something like that. It seems the rumors of Gobez reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Gobez's army. It's a miracle he survived seeing an archfiend. I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among us. Constantly in fear of being devoured, he seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Siriato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat, and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's aether, such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfarello, I presume? It's the only lead. Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that way. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Both meanwhile and elsewhere, huh?
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it. Yet there is more, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. Yet the very notion was an absurd! Drowned in darkness. As were we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence! No place!
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
My lord.
Barbaricia. I remember her. She was the one that kind of looked kind of hot. Farfarello keeps the fringes of my domain this way. Oh, it's Varshan over there. Or not Varshan, Varshan, I should say. 'Twas in order to strike down the cloud of darkness that my sister crossed over into the void. What befell her after she vanished into the gate? How did she become Gobez's captive? These things and more I hope to learn. Okay. The voice in here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to the hunger and seek out prey when they need aether. Except Farfarello and Siriato, that is. They are content to take from one another, barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Siriato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarello, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. So my question is, what happens when they no longer have any aether at all? Oh, that's Siriato. Oh, whatever will I do now? Siriato, this is rather unexpected. Where's Farfarello? Farfarello isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Homie built like a 8-year-old's drawing of the Hulk. Yeah, that's Gobez, alright. That's Gobez, alright. I mean, he is a character from like what the late 80s or early 90s. I think early 90s. That was when Gobez was originally designed as a character. This game is just reusing, an older character. But anyway, well, he's gone. All right. What more do you want me to say? And off he flees, as he is wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Siriato's behavior? I think he's lying. He seems frightened. Perhaps someone had threatened him? I doubt it. Had he been threatened, we wouldn't have found him in one place. No, he would run in circles until he could run no more. That's his nature. As he says, Farfarello's gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Siriato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee but instead hid here, where Farfarello usually... No, we must go to Siriato now. Okay. Did he eat his buddy? Did he eat his buddy? Is that what happened here? Siriato, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee. And there he goes again. The wind rises. What is he talking about? After him. Okay. Where's it telling me to go? Where is it telling me to go? This way. Alright, here he is again. What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? The wind rises, she comes. Barbaricia. Oh, okay. Barbaricia. Who in the world is that? We must flee, all of us. There's no time. Oh, that's what he meant. Okay. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him. So I bet you his buddy was the one that was spying on us. And that's probably why he knows that Barbaricia is coming. So I bet you his buddy was the one that was spying on us before. They did say he's a coward. We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you, Barbaricia, the archfiend of wind. You didn't tell us shit. You just said something about the wind. The archfiend, you say? We will be devoured and forced to serve, to fight in the crusade, but it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her and her enemies. I don't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything, almost. I thought it was Farfarello who used to serve an archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You, who now speak as though you were Barbaricia's minion. There's only one explanation. He devoured Farfarello, didn't he? That's what I thought. That's exactly what I said. Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarello? And not just a portion of his aether, but his entire being. How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there was more than you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely, it was at Farfarello's behest. I can't hide anything from you. I admit it. Farfarello didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbaricia more than anything, hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Yeah, I guess you can't fight if you're dead. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And although you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. That's an interesting point. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfarello must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Ciriato's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten. Neither me nor Farfarello. There's nowhere to go. Nowhere. Then tell me about Barbaricia. I wouldn't know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one.
Barbaricia!
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
Actually, she's after you.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the Archfiend's approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Yep, that's about the outfit I remember.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken save in reverence and fear. And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery.
Also, mommy, yeah.
Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Rip those two voice in that just died for no reason. We go after Barbaricia. What else?
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
Hell
You
no.
may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment.
Is about what I expected.
Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
That's surprising.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
Hmm. Very interesting. The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. Indeed, and yet my heart weighs heavy for those Barbaricia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? Barbaricia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed. This is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. All right. So what am I getting here? Let's get quick time. So hang on. Let me talk to the people first. Scarmillion possessed the power of regeneration. Let us see what Barbaricia can do with her winds. Just you wait, Barbaricia. I will have the answer from you yet. I love how bloodthirsty Varshan is right now. What little I learned in your absence did not pertain to the Archfiends. That discussion can wait until after we've tended to Barbaricia. Zero has a word of warning before you go to face Barbaricia. A word of warning. Barbaricia spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an Archfiend a second chance. Best to steal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the memorial will suffice. I'll try, but I'll make no promises. You do that, and if you fail, well, you'll just have to search elsewhere for your answers. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Ashdaya. If another Archfiend were to fall, Globez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our quarries to come to us. Indeed, if our struggles with Scarmillion taught us aught, 'tis that we must hold nothing back when facing an Archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity. Yeah, like I said, I like the way how bloodthirsty Varshan is. If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nizrock. So I'm guessing this thing then, or whatever. Oh, this thing, okay.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
Leave these ones to us.
I see to Barbaricia.
Alright, looks like it's time for a trial. Storm's Crown. Alright. Oh, I don't have the average item level? Are you serious? Well, what's off? I thought everything I had was... Oh, well that explains it. That explains it. I didn't update my gear set. There we go. Okay. Now, how are we looking? Okay. We got a 14-minute wait, so I don't have to sit here. Alright. Feels kind of weird to... Oh, they put the... No, what you call it? Having them high back. Okay, so the question is... Where's the other quest? Because I don't remember where they were. So that one is level 90. Let's see. Trying to see where the entrance. How do I get back to the 12? I don't remember how I was doing that, or even where the entrance to that was. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna use the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Hopefully, key doesn't pop, but it shouldn't. But I'll be back. Alright, we are back. The question is... Wait, why is... It's weird. Okay, so the question remains, how the hell do I get to... the 12? Let me just look at Google real quick. Let's try to do the alliance raids. Alright, so the entrance is to return to the Phantom Realm. Wait, it's in Mordona, okay. Alright, so it's not here, it's in Mordona for sure. I will. So the other games I play are SF6 when it comes out. Oh my, this is fucky. Okay, let me move it. How's it sound now? I just moved it a bit. How does it sound now? Okay. But yeah, I used to play Soul Calibur 6 a lot in other fighting games, but Soul Calibur 6 hasn't really had that many players. And it was never the most popular fighting game, but I had fun with it when it lasted. So when Street Fighter 6 comes out in a few weeks, I'm probably going to be playing that a lot. As a matter of fact, I just downloaded the beta tonight, so I might actually play that the next time I stream, but we'll see. Is this it? Yep, this is the one. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Ah, fancy meeting you here, Victoria. Have you been well? Doubtless your avenging duties have left you with little time for our humble organization. Still, I trust you have found a spare moment here and there to contribute to Noah's ongoing research. You're so very good at it, after all. Splendid, splendid. As you can see, my circumstances leave little room for complaint. My vessel remains intact, and this age has yet to lose its luster. All told, Cole's discovery of the orb containing my essence in Syracuse Tower was a happy twist of fate indeed. Not only have I been able to drink my fill of this world's mysteries and delights, but Cole seems more than happy to allow me all the time I need to indulge my curiosity. Now, before you pass judgment, I must remind you that this arrangement was carried out under mutual agreement. I fully intend to relinquish control to her as soon as my work here is done. It just so happens you may be able to help with that. Rambrose can scarcely stop talking about your adventures with the scions of the seventh dawn, you see. I have heard the stories countless times. How, in a strange turn of fate, Grahatia was woken from his slumber in a crystal tower far earlier than he should have been. How the Asian Fandaniel, who set our star on course towards the final days, was in fact Amon all along. Events of earth-shaking import, events in which you invariably played a pivotal role. Your pedigree means there is none better suited to receive my request. Firstly, however, I would ask that you summon Grahatia to the 8 Sentinels. I suspect he will answer the call of a comrade in arms much more readily than an anonymous researcher calling themselves an Archmagus. Yes, this is he. Victoria, what a pleasant surprise. I can't remember the last time you called me. Oh my. Oh, that was nothing at all. I'm much more interested in you, my friend. Are you well? You aren't in some sort of trouble, are you? That's quite the yarn. You say that Archmagus Noah, inhabiting the body of a young researcher, has asked you to ask me to make haste to the 8 Sentinels. Have I got that right? Absolutely fascinating. I'll be there at once, as soon as I conclude my current business, that is. I promise to be quick. Tell Noah, or is it Ko, that I am eager to make her acquaintance. Until then, Victoria. Well, I certainly did not mean to rush the poor lad. I hope his haste does not come at the expense of caution. Even so, hearing the loyalty you inspire in others makes me feel secure in my choice to place this task in your hands. Now then, it would be improper for us to be late on our appointment after pulling Grahati away from his work. Feel free to go on ahead. I should not be far behind. Alright, at least I've gotten this started now. The character is very gender, very like the fit. No, thank you. I have kind of a demonkin fetish. So I kind of like mythological things like angels. So this one's kind of a demony. But anyway, I've also got some angelic. Oh, that was perfect. That's perfect timing. But I've also got some angelic glamours and stuff like that. But I appreciate you saying that though. This is gonna be interesting. Honestly, same. Yeah. Hey, that's a badass. That's a badass mount. The hell is that mount, man? Hey, it's my friend Karatina. She was my first guild master. I feel bad because I kind of left her guild, but It was to join the rest of my friends. But she treated me very well while I was in her guild. Tired mostly. Had lots of stuff going on lately. Yeah, this is someone who I haven't talked to in a very, very long time. But she's very, very nice. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say that. Alright. So I gotta go ahead and join my queue now.
Come, give yourselves to my scouring winds that I may feast upon your essence. Such rich, exquisite ether. My head shimmers with anticipation. On your guard.
Man, I was lucky enough to. Oh, shit.
Try this.
Okay.
Have at you.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's bad. I wasn't fast enough there.
My locks are as the wind. Strong and free.
Well, that was interesting.
Try this.
Ow.
A fair wind blows. You feel it too, do you not?
Ow.
You've done well to
What
last
the
this
hell
long.
just happened?
But the battle has only just begun.
That's actually kind of badass.
I'll slaughter you all.
That's actually really badass.
I'll make it quick.
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
underestimate me.
Oh, I'm dead again.
Feel my fury. Know your place.
Yeah, I got no idea what I'm doing.
I'll break your every bone.
Jeez. Oh, not this again.
Be gone from my sight.
This kills me every time. Hey, I survived that time.
Dodge this if you can.
I'm. I did it and then she killed me. That's funny. Alright, well, we did it.
No! I will not be denied!
Yeah, she looks absolutely badass. Sign me the fuck up, exactly right? Exactly right? I knew I wasn't the only one. Man, I knew I wasn't the only one.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet... You're finished. Damn it all!
I see you've bested Barbaricia. Well done.
Her minions too are all crystallized or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ashdaya. So the Archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless. We have deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
Uh-oh.
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
I wouldn't want to face another Archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of haste. Let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
So that's it. She just overexerted herself. That's all there is to it. In her present state, Zero is easy prey for other voice scent. We must be on our guard. Zero hasn't so much as stirred. So much of such power she must have expended. Let's see who else. I can't really talk to Zero, but though so slow as to be nearly imperceptible, Zero's chest rises and falls in a steady rhythm. So voice scent apparently have to breathe. Though Zero remains unconscious, she appears otherwise fine. Insofar as I can discern at any rate, being part of voice scent, her physiology may be different from ours. Let us observe her for a while as we discuss our next move. Oh yeah, she's part voice scent. Forgot about that. She's not full voice scent. I forgot about that detail. Even those part voice scent require rest, I imagine, and her own abode seems as good a place as any. Unlike the source, however, there is scant ambient aether for her to draw upon here. Already said that. How long do you suppose she will remain this way? I haven't I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the aether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. 'Twould be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires. Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to whatever. Should she let her desire it, we can bring her home. Victoria, might I ask you to hold on to Barbaricia's Memoria? It may yet serve a purpose. You can count on me. Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Let her know when she wakes, will you? So who's this newcomer then? Barbaricia's minion. Why not go and find this newcomer? We have something to tell Zero, if nothing else. Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Victoria? With luck, you might learn something of Golbez. Alright, let's get going. Rashawn. This appears to be the newcomer. You're the ones who fell to Barbaricia. I won't make trouble. I'll obey, so please let me stay. If you would obey, then tell me all you know of Golbez. There isn't much I can tell. Only the archfiends are allowed into his domain, wherever it is. None but they know. I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield? He has these scepters, staves, whatever they may be. He uses them to talk to those far away. Not unlike Link Pros, at least in function. That will be all. Thank you for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I am satisfied. Let us rejoin the others and head home. I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not return until we are prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart? Yes. Back to Troya, then, and thence home. Alright, here we are, back home.
safe. Thank the sisters.
A moment while I close the gate.
Okay, I was wondering how they're gonna put a lid on that thing. Funny.
There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Indeed, you are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
Alright. So we're back home. We brought our favorite voice scent with us. So what's next? Mrs. Crowney, we have been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to the guest chambers. Okay.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part void scent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is void scent, rendering it dominant. Thus we were able to reverse it with the power of light.
Okay, if you say so.
I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel. Were Zero wholly void sent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Hydaelyn herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
All right, so what we got here? All right, so that's gonna be it for me tonight. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy or or Overwatch, but I will definitely make the effort to come back and stream tomorrow. But for now, that is going to be it. So thank you, Potato, for coming out. Thank you, for everyone else who came here. Excuse me, I'm belching. Senpai Slytherin, thank you for coming too. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you next time.